Welcome aboard, everybody, to another episode of the OrangeNerd Show. Here on the OrangeNerd Show, we talk about everything except the theme parks. We do music video reactions like we are today. We talk about movies, studio, nerd stuff, music, whatever it is, everything except the parks. But before we dive in, George the Italiano, welcome back, sir.
Glad to be back. Always love shooting the shit with you fellas, talking, different conversations, whether it is about Disney, the theme parks, the studios, or just reacting to music videos like we're going to do today. It's always a good time.
Absolutely. Where can they find you on social media, sir?
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram and Threads under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There we go. And TonezPapi is joining us again. TonezPapi, it's good to see you, brother.
What's up, fellas? Thank you for having me. I'm excited for this episode. We've done a couple K-pop music videos recently or before, and then we did, what was the other one we did? Were they K-pop?
Oh, no, it was VTubers.
VTubers. There you go. We did VTubers. So we're switching it up a little bit today, so I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, absolutely. Where can they find you on social media?
Yeah, guys, if you guys want to follow me on social media, Tones_TV on all platforms. Go ahead and follow my YouTube channel if you feel like you want to. We do movie, TV shows, trailer breakdowns, stuff like that. So Bad Thoughts Studio on YouTube.
There he is. Mr. Webba, our friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Welcome back, sir.
Thank you so much for having me on. This is going to be interesting because I've never watched a K-pop video before. So it's going to be interesting watching this with you guys and seeing what the reactions are going to be like.
Yeah, well, we have a little bit of a mix today. We got one K-pop. We got Jenny from Blackpink. She's doing a little solo thing right now. So we got one K-pop, but the other two are rap. So
okay. Rap and R&B.
Oh, rap and R&B, yeah. Rap and R&B. So, yeah. So, Mr. Webba, where can they find you on social media?
Oh, yes. So Twitter, Threads, and Instagram, Mr. Webba at Webslinger760.
There he is. Make sure you follow him on all platforms. Here we go, boys. This is brought to me courtesy of TonezPapi. This is J. Cole. J. Cole, new song, Port Antonio. Tones, I'll let you kind of set the table on this one, brother.
Okay, so we all know the Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef that they had, or that they currently have, I guess, but it's slowed down a little bit. J. Cole was thrown in the middle of it as well. Kendrick came out with a song and dissed J. Cole and Drake, and J. Cole reciprocated that. He put out a mix, I guess you can call it a mixtape. It was like 5-6 songs, I believe. And J. Cole put some songs out dissing Kendrick Lamar. I want to say either the next day or a couple days later, he took those off the internet. He didn't want them on his platform no more, and he dipped out of the beef that what's going on between Kendrick and Drake. And in my eyes, because his music is so important to me in my childhood, and I grew up listening to him. He's probably my favorite artist of all time. That move was a J. Cole move, because he'll explain it in this song of why he did it, but it was such a J. Cole move because he doesn't care about the drama. He doesn't care about looking flashy for other people. He doesn't care about looking a certain way. He does his own thing, and that's why people respect him so much as an artist and as a person. Like, he doesn't care about any of that shit, and he felt like he retaliated because people wanted him to do it. And he wanted, if he was going to do it, he was going to do it on his own terms. But he admitted that he was influenced by everything that was put out, and that he should have to respond to Kendrick at the time. So this song is more of a reasoning why. Not all of it is about what happened, but some parts, big parts in this song is that him speaking about it.
So Tones, that's great. I'm glad, that's perfect setup. And also, when we hear these parts that are referring to that beef, let me know and I'll pause it. We could talk about it, Sure. But I think J. Cole made the right decision with that. I think that obviously, like, Drake, he got pretty beaten up, not literally but figuratively, in that battle with Kendrick, and I think it has hurt him. I think it has hurt him. And J. Cole kind of stepping back from all that stuff, I think it was a smart move on his part. Absolutely.
And not I don't. It wasn't a smart move because he would have lost the battle or whatever it is. It was a smart move because that's not him as a person, and he knew that inside that I don't need this beef. There's nothing that was truly said about my character or my person that actually pissed me off enough to actually go back at Kendrick. Like and like I said, he'll explain that in this. But the one thing I do want to I'm a lyric guy. I love lyrics and I love the beat when it comes to certain songs. The one thing I will say about this is you have to actually listen to what he's truly saying in this song because it's that great. Like I had chills listening to it for the first time. So if you guys truly listen to the lyrics and what he's trying to say, and if you don't understand something, tell OG to pause it and I'll let you know what he's saying because I pretty much know how he raps and the kind of music that he puts out. So just
awesome.
Yeah, kind of a thing just to pay attention to.
Awesome. All right, let's go. Let's do it. And again, like Tone said, if there's any point in the video that you want me to pause it, just let me know, guys. Now this is a still image, right?
It's not a music video. It's just a still image.
Gotcha. Just want to double check. Perfect.
Young Jermaine walked the straight and narrow, minimum wage jobs for the narrow, but still my mind was on the zeros. I fiend for the perks that was seen flipping birds, so we was skipping church, but my eyes was on the sparrows. Niggas flipping pies, spending thousands on a payroll. Shit, I wanna shine too. I want dimes too. Jealous niggas wanna know just how my rhymes blew. Mono y mono, I'm Bono, I'm you times two. Now I'm bougie, I done outcrew the fountain blue, but never forgot the spot where I developed my plot. To dwell at the top, the veil where all my skeletons lock. If I could do it all over, then I never would swap.
All right, pause it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just saying the thing I love about J. Cole is he has a very like underground hip hop scene kind of way how he raps. You know what I'm saying? He has that very it's very, like you said, Tones, he's very lyrical. He doesn't, it's different when you have a guy like, for example, perfect example would be like a rapper like Master P, right? It's just this very like surface level sort of like, or Juvenile or one of those guys, right? Yeah. Surface level, like, you know, money, cash, hose kind of vibe. This guy, there's a lot of thought, a lot of meaning, a lot of depth in what he's saying, the way he delivers it. I absolutely love it.
Well, I was going to say I'm glad you brought that up because now I could be wrong, you know, but to me, it what I get from what you were saying for him is that it really sounds something out of like the East Coast.
Yeah, so he's from Fayetteville, North Carolina, and he mentioned it in this song, but that he has that flow to him. His favorite music artist was Nas. He grew up listening to Nas. That's his favorite rapper of all time. So he gets influence for sure from Nas.
And speaking of Nas, man, one of the greatest rap battles of all time, Nas versus Jay-Z. I mean, I love Jay-Z. I love Jay-Z. I mean, you know, I think he's great, but man, Ether,
yeah. Absolutely. Nas is to me, even though people know how lyrical he is, he was a truly underrated rapper when it came to the Jay-Z's, the Tupacs, the B.I.G.'s. Like, even though he's not, I don't know if he's like as old or like in the same age, but he was known as one of the most lyrical people for his time, and he still is pretty damn lyrical.
Yeah, he is. I even liked Uchiwali, bro. I was an Uchiwali guy. Oh man, maybe we'll do a reaction to that one.
Oh, that'd be fun.
That'd be great.
I seen good, I seen bad, had my melanin mocked. I seen lifelong friends turn to devilish ops. I was Mike in red leather trying to tell him to stop. You better beat it before you see that heavy metal get popped. He was a mean ass wing with a hell of a shot. But if no team draft king, he gon' bet on the block. He wanna ball till he fall until the Federals knock. And sit his ass on the bench for moving careless with rock. You can't relate unless your father was not around. And your mother went out and found someone else and then brought around. And they salaries didn't combine when they married and brought you out of that poverty. Then you moved to a soft little part of town, so that when you back in the hood, you feel awkward about it now. Then your confidence start to drown, but the rapper gave you some positive thoughts, so you jot them down. You jot them down. Ride to it, ride to it.
Pause it real quick.
Yeah, I got you.
So the earlier J. Cole, you would never see, or not never, but you would hardly hear in his music where he would rap normal and then speed it up like he did there. Like it wasn't fast speed where he was rapping, but it was a faster speed than what he was originally doing. And that mixture that he does now is one of my favorite things that he's switched, like favorite things that he does, because he tells you that he can rap normally and then speed it up just a little bit to where it all fucking comes together. And I love when he does that.
And that's the sign of a great artist, in my opinion. An artist that evolves and changes their style up and doesn't just stick to what they've always done. They do things differently and try new things and experiment. And I like that.
Yep,
I like that a lot.
Ride to it, ride to it, ride to it, ride to it. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me.
I love that right there. That little, what would you call that? Was that like maybe like a bridge? I'm not really sure what you would even call that. But
yeah, it's just a what is it called? Hook. It's the hook.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds great. Love it.
Yep.
Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas
And this is kind of where he gets into the whole Drake and Kendrick stuff.
Oh, right here coming up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Benjamin Button, cold flows, reverse time. To find deliveries good as mine, you gotta search primes. I'm scaling heights higher than birds can perch, trying to be something, hoping that peace comes to my cursed mind. One thing's for sure, that I've matured from my first rhyme. I learned long ago, you can't please them all and it hurts trying. In this game where all you've got is your name like dirt, I'm smirking at niggas trying to besmirch mine. Absurd times, where the fake get told it is wise. I can see hate in both of your eyes, but the third's blind. So you search lines, but you struggle, which explains the puzzled look on the dull faces the word finds. I hate when raps become but like do not disturb signs. Can't knock it if I see it's about to go. They instigate the fuckery because it's profitable. But singing stop the violence tunes with dudes in hospitals. I pulled the plug because I seen where that was about to go. They wanted blood, they wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. They see this fire in my pen and think I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost the battle dog, I would have lost the bro. I would have gained a phone, and all for what? Just to attain some old props from strangers that don't got a clue what I've been aiming for since the age of 14. Jermaine is no king, if that means I gotta dig up dirt and pay the whole team of algorithm bot niggas just to sway the whole thing on social media, competing for your favorable means to be considered best to live and rest, the weight of both things. I understand the thirst of being first that made them both swing, protecting legacies, so lines got crossed, perhaps regrettably. My friends went to war, I walked away with all their blood on me. Now some will discredit me, try wipe away my pedigree, but please find a nigga out that's rapping this incredibly. My dog texted me, I share the words he said to me. If you refuse to shoot the gun, don't mean the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I texted back like, guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my nigga. They stripped me of my spot and now I'm finally free, my nigga. They say I'm picking sides, they don't you lie on me, my nigga.
That's interesting, Tones, how he's talking about how, he didn't want to go down that road. He didn't want to go down that road for clicks. He didn't want to go down. What would he gain from that, right? What would he gain from that? All he really would gain from that would be an enemy.
Yep.
That's fascinating. What's your take on that, brother?
He's that. I've been listening to him so long. I've been to his concerts. I've watched interviews with him. That those lyrics is who he is. Like you could just tell like he didn't want to go down that path because of clicks and views and have to dig up shit on you. He didn't want to have to call your team and be like, yo, give me some info on you. It's like you hear what he's saying and that's not him, so he's not going to do it. He's never been that person. And he said he was when he first started out, he was wearing chains and all that shit, wanted to be this, flashy guy. And then once he knew that meant nothing, he ended up being himself. And you hear it in his lyrics nowadays. You hear it in this song. He doesn't want to have to go to who was once a friend who grew up in the rap game with him and have to lose that as a friend. He didn't want him to be a foe, he wanted to be a friend. So it's just amazing how he can word that so perfectly to where we see the picture he's painting with just his words.
I love it. And like you were saying, Tones, like before he was more consumed in like the chains and all that, right? And he grew as a person. And now he's like, no, I don't need any of that shit. I'm going to be who I am. Yeah. I love that. I love to see that growth. George, I know you're not like a real rap guy. I mean, you like some rap from what I understand, but you're not like in it, right? From what I understand.
Yeah, like I'm one, like I like a something with like a good beat, like a good, like I'm one that I could listen to it like if we're at the like at a club or like go and dance. Like so it's something that I can like feel the beat and maybe like dance to. It's something that I'm not like really into where I like put in my earbuds and start listening to. However, I do love rap intertwined with R&B. I do love that aspect of it. I was trying to kind of like really like listen to the lyrics of what he was saying, because this is what I was trying to take away, because a lot of the times I put more of the beat with rap over the lyrics, but this time I really wanted to hear the lyrics out to really get the message. And you can kind of see the different layers of where he starts off the song and then transitions into where he wants to get a specific message across, but it doesn't really deter from the first act of the song, if you will. It moves seamlessly where it all fits in together, but it does give off a great positive message that he's going to be the bigger person, that no matter what is happening between the two of them and he's caught in the middle and his name was brought up, and it's like, okay, well, I had a knee-jerk reaction, but I'm going to be the bigger person. I'm going to take the higher road, and I'm stepping away.
Yeah. And like you were saying, Tones, that's really like his style, right? Like to just not kind of engage in that.
And don't get me wrong, it's he will react to someone who deserves to be reacted to. Like Kendrick is what I mean by he's not reacting to it, because it's Kendrick, because of who he is. He grew up with J. Cole and in the game. They came out together. Like, this is someone who was once a close friend of his. I mean, they might still be friends, but this is someone who he grew up in the rap game with. So if some like Lil Pump were to come out and say something about J. Cole, he's going off on him. Like, it's just because of who Kendrick is and what he's done to the rap game through his music. J. Cole respects that, and he's like, it wasn't something that was like you said, it was just a knee-jerk reaction when he put out those songs for Kendrick, but he didn't want to.
Now is J. Cole and Drake, because we haven't really heard that much from Drake, I mean, since this whole thing, are they still pretty cool as far as we know?
As far as I know, they haven't put, if you by the way, when you start it, rewind it like 10-15 seconds.
Okay.
But he kind of touches on it right at the end of the song. I guess they're still friends. They like Kendrick or excuse me, Drake rather, hasn't really put anything out saying anything bad about J. Cole. They've always had respect for each other. They've always made music together. So as far as I know, they're good.
Now, I have an interesting question for you, Tones. Before we play, it's on topic but sort of off topic in terms of the Kendrick Drake beef, right? because Not Like Us has been like everywhere, and he's going to perform it now at the Super Bowl. You know, it's crazy. But do you think that this beef has hurt Drake? Because I feel like Drake is a superstar. Drake is a megastar, right? My only thing though with Drake is that I feel because of the attack that Kendrick sort of lobbied towards Drake, and I don't want to get too much into it on like, you know, YouTube, you know, like, but like the whole like A minor, like that whole thing. I feel like in this hip hop, like with hip hop and stuff, I feel like I think Kendrick successfully sort of labeled him as that kind of guy, right? So, like, do you feel like that turns fans off? Like, if I listen to his music, people will think I'm kind of a creep now. Do you think it's that bad, or do you feel like he'll kind of weather this storm?
No, I mean, obviously, if something comes out like fucking, you know, R. Kelly or some shit, you know, something comes out of him doing shit like that,
like Diddy and shit like that.
Yeah, of course, but like this is a rap beef. Like most of the shit that they're talking about is not facts. Like they're just talking shit. Yeah. Like that's what people need to realize when it comes to rap beef is they're making a song on shit that they might think is real because they heard it from some dude that had breakfast with them 2 years ago. It's like what the fuck, dude? So they try to tell you like, oh, I hit, like if Drake was like, oh, I called someone in your team and they told me this. Most likely that didn't happen. He's just saying it just to make it sound like it's real. So it's just rap beef. No, everyone who listens to Drake, they're still going to listen to Drake. Everyone who listens to Kendrick, like there's people aren't going to stop listening to either one of them because of this whole beef situation. This helped rap in the sense of the competition that's still there within people who've been in the rap game for over 10-15 years. Like you see the fire that's still in these three who came out together are still putting out fucking hits, and that's good for the rap game or for the rap community rather than bad.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It completely re-energized hip hop because I'm a lifelong hip hop fan. I've always loved hip hop, but I gotta say I fell off the hip hop wagon for a little bit there. It was getting a little bit stale. I mean, there wasn't the fire there like there was in like the 90s and even the early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? And then Kendrick and this Drake thing came about, and it was like I really felt like hip hop is back. Hip hop is freaking back. Like no matter who you prefer, whether it's Kendrick or Drake, this was like one of the best rap beefs of all time, dude.
No, I'm a little bit of like a greenhorn when it comes to like how it all goes about. Now, for me, this is maybe a controversial question, but where does the line draw to where when it can start out as something as like a harmless battle where it could just become degrading to the fact of where it can end up ruining someone's not just their career reputation, but just as a person, to where things can end up turning, dare I say, deadly, sort of kind of like how between Tupac and Notorious B.I.G. Like
that's the line right there. That like physical harm is the line.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. But it has to get to that point. So for it to get to that point, and not saying that it wasn't Tupac that said for Biggie, it's just the people that they're affiliated with. So when does that line draw that before it even gets to that physical violence? Like what makes it be like where it's okay for it to be one way but not okay in another way? Like when does that line cross? Not necessarily, obviously when something is physical, obviously the line is already crossed, but where does the line cross as like where it's like, okay, now it's getting to a territory that it could become violent? I
think it starts with the lyrics of these songs, these beef songs, right? Like as far as I remember, and correct me if I'm wrong, Tones, but the Kendrick and Drake thing, they never really rapped about like killing each other or anything like that. It was mostly about just like character assassination stuff.
100%.
Yeah,
100%. So and that's where it should be at.
There is a differentiation terms in the rap community. So like when people hear these lyrics, do they take it seriously, or do they say, okay, it's just a harmless?
It just really depends. Like there's been rap beefs where people say like, you know, they're gonna harm you, and there's been rap beefs like this where it's like, you know, I've heard this, you do this, you know, it just depends on what. Like Drake is not in a gang, Kendrick's not in a gang. Like most of these rappers,
Well,
or
when
not, I
there's,
should say most,
but a lot of times it's not necessarily the rapper themselves, it's the people
that's what I'm saying. It's
that are
yeah.
on their side. So like say someone is on Team Drake, so to speak, and they're reading it in a way where if someone happens to see Kendrick out on the street, God forbid, that they could say, hey, you know what, they're coming after my boy, they're coming after my guy, and then that's where it could eventually become violence, and vice versa.
Yeah,
because it's not necessarily the intention of the rapper doing it, but it's how
the fans are just
yeah.
Yeah, and that could start an issue. I mean, but you can't really control that. I mean, like Kendrick or Drake, they can't control like what other people are necessarily doing, especially if they're further removed from that inner circle.
But in
or
a
whatever.
sense, it kind of is when you're putting out lyrics and you're pushing. It's almost like when you do. I'm trying to think like when you put out just any kind of content. If you're going to throw fuel into the fire and you're going to have people watching upon a certain kind of medium, and it's like, okay, well, I'm on this team, I'm on that team. In a way, aren't you kind of?
I know what you're. I know what you're saying. Pretty much. And
it's more so I'm asking because I'm not too familiar with the rap hip hop community, so I don't know like really.
In this instance, between them two, we're not hearing like lyrics as far as like if I'm a when I see you, I'm gonna kill you kind of lyrics. It's we don't. People who actually enjoy rap and listening to music, like normal people who are enjoying this battle, it's never do we have the mindset of, oh, if I fuck with J. Cole or Drake, and if I see Kendrick on the street, I'm gonna fuck him up. Normal people wouldn't have those thoughts, but they're not putting out lyrics either saying that I'm gonna fuck you up, or whoever sees you is gonna fuck you up. So it hasn't got to that point. Obviously, it gets worse once you start talking about like people who are gang affiliated, where it does get deadly sometimes. But as far as this particular battle, we aren't expecting anything physical to happen because it's not that kind of battle.
So basically, this is what is like. I used to watch the show Yo Mama. I used to watch that show. And I love like the Comedy Central roasts where you have a lot of actors and comedians like roasting a particular person. So basically that's what this level is, but just in the rap and hip hop community in a sense, by using lyrics and music.
Right. This rap beef was very, very reminiscent to me, like the Jay-Z versus Nas thing, where it was just kind of like they're just gonna, lyrically hash it out, and at the end of the day, both guys walk away, and it's all good, Yeah, the Tupac and Biggie stuff was a whole other beast, and I think hip hop has learned a lot since then. Honestly,
Okay. So, yeah, I was always curious, just like where like the bar is, like what made Tupac and Biggie that whole issue to what this is, like what are like the differences and everything, because it is quite interesting to know like the differences between the two.
Yep.
I mean, the gun ain't deadly. I guess in that metaphor, hypothetically, the gun is me. I text her back like, guess a gun ain't what I'm trying to be, my nigga. They stripped me of my spot and now I'm finally free, my nigga. They say I'm picking sides, they don't you lie on me, my nigga. To start another war, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga.
Okay. So I want to ask you this, Tony. She said they stripped me of my spot. Does that mean the big three?
No, like as the best rapper out, they stripped him because he left the beef instead of continuing to put out songs about Kendrick.
Gotcha.
They took him out of his spot as the best rapper because he didn't feel like he needed to do it. So now he says he's finally free, and then that's when he says like, Drake did a lot for me and he's not afraid to tell people that Drake did a lot for him.
Interesting. Okay, cool.
I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Fuck all the narratives. Tapping back into your magic pen is what's imperative. Reminding these folks why we do it. It's not for beefing, it's for speaking our thoughts, pushing ourselves, reaching the charts, reaching your minds, keeping your hearts, creeping to find emotions to touch, something inside to open you up, help you cope with the rough times and shit.
Oh, that was gorgeous, man.
Yes.
See, that's
Yes.
what I love. The way he changed the tone. He was changing the way he rapped, and then he even sang a little bit at the end like that. That was really well done, dude. Oh, I love that.
In love, cause we ain't prime and shit. My nigga, y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Yeah. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't stopping me. Y'all niggas ain't
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Dude, fantastic song. I absolutely love it. This is my first time hearing it. Port Antonio, J. Cole, amazing. Mr. Webba, what are your thoughts, brother, on this? I mean, is this the kind of music you're into? Not so much. Where you stand, brother?
Well, he's a rock guy. Yeah, he's a classic rock guy.
So what Ebba's trying to say here, everybody, he's gonna rap the final verse for us. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No pressure, man. No pressure. No, I was kidding.
No, so like this, like where like for me, like musically, I would say very different from a lot of people. I don't really invest myself emotionally into music. I don't like. I'm not really interested in really people's stories in their songs. I know not a lot of artists do that as a way to express themselves. I personally don't really care for that, so I don't really listen to people's songs. And I'm not saying it's not good. It's great he can like use this medium to tell his story, right? Tell how he's feeling. That's fantastic. For me, like the kind of rap songs I like, honestly, are just songs about gang banging and killing people. That's
I never took you for that kind of guy, Webba. Wow, that's crazy.
So, but yeah, I mean, that flow he had at the end was really good. He does have like that kind of classic East Coast beat to it and that flow. And yeah, like he is telling like his story, right?
Yeah.
But if you're someone like Tones, who really likes to hear the lyrics and listen to someone's story and what they're talking about, yeah, he did a fantastic job.
Yeah. No, I'm like you, Tones. I like the storytelling. I also just like club bangers. I could listen to like H to the Izzo and like rock. I'm cool. I like both, but I like and the reason why I say J. Cole sounds like underground hip hop because he does focus on it's more cerebral. It's more 100%. There's more to it than just like at the club popping bottles, fucking bitches kind of stuff. He's actually like saying something.
There's nothing wrong with being career oriented.
Right, exactly. So the last video of the day, let me go ahead and make this a little bigger, is called Baddest in the Room. This is courtesy of TonezPapi. This is from an artist called Fridayy. Tones, you want to
Yes. So Fridayy's he's a R&B kind of, he has like a deep voice, but he sings and it's very natural and he has a good tone to himself. And I like this song. It only came out about a month ago, but I like this song because it's a beautiful listen. The lyrics wise, the tone of this, the beat. Now the beat has more of kind of like a Afro beat kind of beat to it. But it's R&B. He's singing R&B, and I thought this song was phenomenal, and I think you guys would like this one. The only question is, so there's two versions. We can either watch the music video to it or the live version to the song, and both of them. I mean, it's up to you guys. Whichever you guys. The live version to me is my favorite.
Is this the live version, or which one did you send me? Is this the music video?
Let me double check. No, yeah, I sent you the music video. So
you said the live is better?
Yeah, here, I'll send it to you.
Yeah, send me the live. We'll do the live. That's perfect. Let me go ahead and just you can send it to my I
put it in the private chat on here.
Oh, perfect. Even better.
But yeah, it's to me the music video is okay. It wasn't necessarily like a great music video, but the live version that he does for this to me is my favorite.
Awesome,
because they like stop in the music video and start talking. It's just I hate when music videos do that.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah,
yeah,
annoying.
Let me see. Okay, here we go, guys. I got it here. Oh yeah, this looks already pretty cool. Awesome. Cool. All right, here we go. This is Fridayy, quote, "When it comes to you," end quote, live performance.
Yes.
Here we go.
Oh, man.
I done gave my all to you, fell in the deep end. You done came into my life.
Wow, I was not expecting that voice.
Yeah, exactly.
That's wild, bro. Like I was okay. I've never heard this gentleman before. I was expecting like kind of like a Jodeci or like Boys to Men thing. Totally different. I like that.
While I was sinking,
Rewind it to the
that
like
type of
when he
time.
first starts.
Yeah.
I like the very first couple lyrics. That's why. Like if you listen to them continuously, it hits hard.
Wow.
I done gave my all to you, fell in the deep end. You done came into my life while I was sinking. I've been on that type of time with demons. All the time I was outside, I was creeping. It was love at first sight, girl, when you walked in. Couldn't look deep in your eyes, cause I get locked in. You was hurting deep inside and you was broken. But I was on the other side and didn't notice. Oh, I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, nah. Girl, I won't waste no time. I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, nah.
Pause it real quick.
Put it up fast to you. Two.
So the one of the reasons why I like this guy so much is because not only does he have a deep voice, which is extremely hard to be able to sing certain octaves when you do sing, but he's not the type to go over what he can't do and try to extend his range for no reason. Like a lot of people, unfortunately, like to extend their range, even though they sound beautiful at a lower kind of lower tone when they sing. He goes to his limit and he knows his limit, and that's what I love. Not only even other songs that he has, like you could tell that he's a great singer, but he stays within his levels as far as singing. And the lyrics in the song is just beautiful too. But that's what I like about this guy.
Yeah, and I like how he really stands out with that voice. Like I don't know. I literally, this is the first time I've ever heard this guy, and if I heard him on the radio, I would recognize him. Like off of 1 minute and 15 seconds, I can already recognize his voice. I mean, it's very unique, and it's interesting. He kind of has like an old school 90s R&B vibe, but it's fresh enough where it feels different too. What are your thoughts, George?
I will say, honestly, out of the three so far, we didn't even get through the whole rest of the song. I could already tell this is my favorite out of the three. I do agree. He has a very unique, distinct kind of like a deep baritone type of voice, where of how you would think that of how the song is set up, you would think you would have someone with a much higher octave, where his is more low, deep. And but it works that way. And what I love about, I don't know how the other video is, but how this is, you could see that he is like really like feeling the music, feeling the song.
Yeah.
And I love watching an artist getting into that moment where they're not just spewing out words just because. It's like they're feeling the music while they are singing it.
Yeah, and I'm really getting a sense too of like Tones, like your style. Like you are very much a lyrics like.
Are you a fan of Common?
Yes and no. He had a couple good songs, but he's not someone I lean towards to listen to be honest. Never really got into his music.
Are you into him, George?
Just like Tones, there's a few songs. I'm not like a huge Common fan, but I mean I do like some of his songs.
Have you guys heard of a singer named Giveon?
No.
He's pretty popular, but he has the same kind of deep voice who sings. He can sing really fucking well, maybe even better than this guy. But they both have really deep voices, and they are just beautiful when they sing. And then I love it. I love it.
Yeah, this guy's great.
Rewind it like 5 seconds, OG, or like
Sure.
6 seconds.
Yeah, I got you. Let me see.
I like
There
when,
we
yeah,
A little more? I can do a little more.
yeah, right there. Yeah.
Always know I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, no. Put it up fast to you. 2, 2, 3 bus rounds for you. All eyes on me, got me feeling like Pac, but I do it all for you.
Oh, I like
Don't
that.
get caught up in them lies before you know the truth. I'll be down to risk it all if you ask me to. Ain't playing with your heart, cause that's too much to lose. You putting up a wall, but you ain't bulletproof. I done got it out the mud, ain't got nothing to prove.
What I love about this song, it kind of gives me the vibes, like, you know, like when you go to like one of those like poetry events, like where someone is like speaking poetry but to music in the background.
Yep.
But so it sounds like they're singing, but they're speaking it, but you could hear it tied with the music. It kind of gives me like that kind of vibe, like you could get that beat, but it's like he's really like passionate of what he's saying. And I love that smooth like R&B feel. I have to say, honestly, out of the three songs, this one by far is my favorite.
Yeah, this is fantastic stuff. I love it. And it feels very fresh to me. Like it feels like I haven't heard like it, like I said, it's familiar in the sense where it feels like it could kind of play in that 90s R&B sandbox, but yet his voice brings so much to the table. And then his lyrics are deep too. You know, he's a storyteller, which I like.
Open up your mind and see a clear view. Yeah. All the times I made you wait for me no more. No. But I was on the other side and didn't know this. Oh, I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. I won't waste no time. I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, no. I won't waste no time. I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. Put my pride aside, give it all to you. I won't waste no time. I won't waste no time when it comes to you. Put my pride aside when it comes to you. Oh, when it comes to you.
Well done.
Well,
Beautiful.
I have to say, actually, I just downloaded that on my Amazon Music playlist. Honestly, I just
Incredible. Is he? How many songs? Does he have a whole album out, or is it just a single right now?
I no, he has a lot of songs. He's been out for maybe like a year or so. There's the one song I sent you. It was actually the wrong one. I went to send you the one we just listened to, but the first one I sent you that you were gonna play, that's Baddest in the Room. That's another great song that you guys should listen to. But he's been on songs with like Lil Baby, Lil Durk. He's been like a lot of these artists nowadays, or these popular artists right now. He's been on songs with, so he's very well known within the last year or so. So yeah, he I'm not sure if he has an album. I can look, but as far as he has a lot of songs out though.
Okay.
I want to hear from Ebba.
Yeah, Ebba, what'd you think? Did this one win you over or not so much? Oh man, dude, we gotta find a song that Ebba likes. Go ahead, Ebba. What happened, man?
Okay, so to be fair, right, is I'm not a rhythm and blues guy. It's those type of songs are usually too slow for me. They're very like heavy into the emotion of like the lyrics and what the song is. And that's just not for me at all. I just like that style of music. You
I
know?
will say, see, I love how like all of us can get on and like describe like how we feel about things, like OG, like how you're like really into like the K-pop, and now I'm starting to get like a feel of Tones' thing of music, and then you have Ebba with his piss poor attitude. It's like I love how
Oh shit!
Oh, it's fantastic.
But by the way, the album that he does have an album out. It's called Fridayy.
Okay, awesome, dude. Hey, new fan here. I'm definitely gonna download some of his stuff on Spotify. I'm actually trying to get into Spotify a little bit more. I'm trying to like kind of get my little playlist going on there. I'm so old school, like I'm so late to the game with so much stuff. But
OG's still downloading shit off LimeWire.
Yeah, exactly. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, fantastic.
And I have a question for you. You had mentioned this prior, I think, on another recording. You gave a description like of some of the music that you're into. Can you give like a specific like song and artist that you like?
Wait, who? Me?
Yeah, you.
Oh yeah. So
no, Evan, the guy behind you.
Yeah.
well, no, George say my name. That's why.
Oh.
I was messing with you.
Yeah. So I like, for example, like the one guy I really like is Mr. Shadow. I also like Young Buck. Currently I like Young Drop out of Riverside. He's really good. Mr. Criminal. So I like songs from those guys.
Okay.
What genre is that?
Like Chicano rap, gangster rap.
I'm down. You know, we should do another OrangeNerd show. I'll let you pick like a couple of the songs, and we'll do a couple reaction to Ebba's music. I'm down, dude. I'm so down. I'm so down.
That'd be
great. Tones, do you remember a group? I don't know if you remember. It was a while back. Goooooo.
No, that doesn't ring a bell.
Oh man, they were like, I mean, this was like in the 90s. It was a long time ago, but they had like a great freaking sound. Actually, hold on one sec, boys. I'm gonna play like a quick little thing.
Goooooo?
Yeah, man, these guys were so good. I mean, they're not. I don't think they're Wu-Tang. Maybe they're like Wu-Tang adjacent. I don't really know. But they were like. Let me see if I can find like one of their songs. Man, I used to love these guys.
They're from Staten Island. Oh, they're affiliates of the Wu-Tang Clan.
Yeah, dude. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna play like we're not gonna react to the whole thing. I'll just play like a little bit of it. But these guys were my go-to back in the day when I was like in high school.
Let the world know it's hot. Land, take it to the top, all the ladies. Show some love, sugar. It's on tonight, keeping the party tight. I'll be the one to break through your barrier. Bomb carrier, ready to explode in hype mode. You'll catch a bad decision at any given. I was marked for death, so now this is how the fuck I'm living. Let me lay the law, let me connect four. GP, the grain of rain. Fuck what you saying in the thought. Standing tall, but you coming up short. Might play a lot of games, but this ain't your sport. Ran into the wrong one. I'm the son of a gun. You target practice. I'ma hit you up for fun. Answer one question. What crossed your mind to make you think that you could fuck with my hip hop design? You out of fashion on top of that.
You can tell they're definitely from New York.
Yeah, they're so New York, but they were fantastic. I used to love Goooooo. They were really good. Really good. But yeah,
OG, you like the more that I start to see you are the most non-white white guy I've ever known.
Non-white guy. That's great. That's fantastic. Yeah, that Goooooo, man. I used to like I'm
that definitely screams. Would you say that was 90s?
90s, yeah.
That definitely screams 90s. And honestly, that is some of my favorite rap like in the 90s. Like this isn't like hardcore rap, but one of my favorite rap songs is Ice Cube's "Today Is a Good Day."
Oh yeah,
great song.
I love that song. That's actually my favorite song of his.
I like Tupac, "Outlaw Mortals." Yeah, my favorite. I love them.
But mine is for Tupac. How do you want it?
Oh yeah, that's a good one. That's a good.
Yeah. How do you want it?
How do you feel? Great
song. Well, gents, next OrangeNerd show that we do a reaction to, it's gonna be the Michael Ebba show. We're gonna do a bunch of Ebba music. Absolutely, yeah. We have to. We're gonna deep dive into Ebba's world. I want to so bad.
I think it's gonna be kind of like funny. Not saying that this is the way, but like he's gonna get like all into it. Like he'll like explain it all, and we're just gonna be saying like, "What the fuck is this shit?"
Awesome. The Italiano. It was awesome having you on, brother. If you let everybody at home know where they can find you on social media, sir.
Absolutely. You can find me on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Disney George. You could also find me on Instagram and Threads under the Disney Italiano. And of course, you can find me right here on my home base at Orange Grove 55 with Citrus Corner, with all that sweet, juicy, but sometimes sticky Disney news and info.
There he is, TonezPapi. Where can the good folks at home find you on social media, sir?
Thank you guys for listening to my music. I appreciate it. It was fun to react to it. We got to do this again.
Thank you.
Soon.
I just added a new song to my playlist. So
I got you. But yeah, if you guys want to find me on social media, Tones_TV on all platforms. I only go by TonezPapi on the OG55 channel, but you guys can find me on Tones_TV on all platforms. YouTube channel, Bat Dot Studio. Go ahead and follow that as well.
Absolutely. Follow, subscribe, show some love to Mr. TonezPapi and Mr. Webba. Where can they find you on social media, sir?
Yes. So you can find me Twitter, Threads, Instagram, Mr. Webba at Webslinger760.
There we go. Thank you all so much for watching this episode of the Orange Nerd Show. Comment down below with all your thoughts on all the music that we reacted to today. What are your thoughts? Even a little GP Woo at the end. What do you think about GP Woo?
Let us know what your favorite song was, by the way, guys.
Let us know. Out of the 3 songs we played today, what was your favorite? Put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you. And until the next time.
Thank you for watching OG55. If you aren't already, consider becoming a member today.